attention to people's reactions toward you? Simply because you are holding a backpack? What has attracted my attention and made me curious when I was in Hungary is the gazes on me and the reason behind them. After a period of time being in Hungary, I was able to classify 3 different gazes. The first gaze was this. It was full of doubt and discovery to what they have heard and read in the news and what they are seeing in reality. For me, this gaze, it was the most pleasant one. Though it wasn't so comfortable because it was the longest gaze. The second gaze, it was full of rejection, panic, and fear. It is when I was completely sure that this is what they call it, Islamophobia. My impression about those people who feel this about me, that they have given up looking for the truth, to believe all the legends they were told all the time about people who have black hair and dark skin. And it was really funny that people feel disturbed the moment they know that I am around. And I have never expected this to happen to me one day. Finally, the third gaze. And trust me, it was the worst. It was when people made me feel disgusting, trying to humiliate me from up to down with a sharp gaze by sending indirect message. Yes, you are the terrorist. And my impression about those people, they are not only believe the stereotypes they know or what they hear from the media, but they took the decision that this is an ultimate truth towards someone they never lived or even had a short conversation with him. I remember after 1 week when I was in Hungary, my first week, I got the key of my new apartment and I entered the flat, I opened the TV. And there was a Hungarian channel news. They are showing a bloodshed done by ISIS. And to be honest, I was shocked. Because that was the first thing I see when I opened the TV in Hungary. In fact, I didn't understand really what they are saying, but I got some words. Muslims, ISIS, jihadists. And for a moment, I started to link those gazes on me to what was presented on the news. After 1 month, I was walking on the street with one of my friends to hear someone shouting loudly, "Hey, stop!" I turned around. I asked him, "What do you want, sir?" He told me, "I am a policeman and I am suspected." At that moment, I felt cursed because in less than 1 month, I have experienced a very disturbed events, from the gazes on me to the sadly news, and now a policeman stopped me in the street. And believe me, he was so rude. After I made sure that he's a real policeman and he's not someone trying to play with me, I gave him my identification card. But after these situations, I found that there is a big culture gap between the reality and what the media trying to show all the time about Arabs and Middle Easterns. For me, the media is very confusing for the way it separates information. From one side, they are promoting love, promoting peace, and from another side, they are increasing the hate speech towards some nations. And I don't think that the hate speech will lead for a peaceful world. When the media says that the Muslims engaged in jihad wars against us It actually takes me to the real meaning of Arabic word of jihad, which is mean struggle. It usually means a struggle of one's soul against self and sinful desire. And Muslims refer to this inner struggle as a greater jihad. They also have social campaigns to end hunger and poverty, and they call it jihad as well. But the media focused all the time on its military purpose, which is only come for self-defense. So to make things clear, there are things you should know about the word jihad. Jihad is not forcing people to convert to Islam. And it's not conquer other nations to colonize them. Also, it's not take a territory for economic gain. And it's not absolutely demonstrate a leader's power. But one more thing. Does anyone here know the meaning or the definition of the Muslim word? At least as I learned it in school? It means that the Muslim is the one that from whose tongue and hand people are safe. This is the definition I learned in school. And this is the definition that the media twisted all the time to show us that we are nothing but terrorists. As the CIA said, that the number of ISIS fighters goes between 20,000 to 31,000. So let's say they are 30. With a simple calculation to get the percentage of those ISIS compared to the whole Muslim community, which is almost 1.7 billion, the percentage of ISIS is 0.017. Is it fair to say that those people are representing us? In this graph, it shows the number of all the terrorist attacks in Europe in 5 years, from 2009 to 2013. It showed that less than 2% of the all terrorist attacks were religiously motivated. But to make things clear and close to us, do you know how many students, Arabs, Muslims, Middle Eastern, they are studying in Debrecen University? There are hundreds. If they have the same faith as ISIS, if they believe in what the media show all the time, you would find a catastrophic situation here in this city every day. Yes. I'm not here to ignore the reality of terrorism, but to say it's not fair to indictment one nation with it. I believe that we can grow and change. We can stop judgment and assumption and get to know people on the real level. And this is start when first you let people in. Personally, by letting people in, I was able to grow. I enhanced my personality. I get to know people diverse from different cultures. Second, stop yourself. Give people a second chance. Don't criticize them from the first impression. You may end up with a great friend. And third, go one step further. Focus on the positive. Try to build a strong relationship. But first, please, let me open my bag. Can I? Open? You sure? Someone's scared. Well, I have book. This one, I read it in my free time. Else because I'm sick. Then a notes preparing for my speech. And this is my laptop because I was preparing my speech as well. You know Arab slut selfies? We do play video games as well, you know? My message is to, you must have to think before you judge. My message, you should think before you judge. And to never give up to the stereotypes that washed up our brains. And always remember, we all have the same backpack. Thank you.